Hi everyone. In this presentation, we want to share with you our conclusions about the adolescent learner. The team members are Lorena Restrepo, Alejandro Cardona, Natalia Ceballos, and me, Juana Correa. First of all, we want to share with you some characteristics of this age group. Teenagers' body and brain are being developed and restructured. Therefore, they usually struggle with taking perspective from others. They are consumed with negativity, especially because this is a time of loss where when they have lost their childhood, but they are not adults yet, so they feel like in a limbo. They also struggle with identity because they are trying to figure out who they are. They have troubles like managing impulses, and therefore they have a lot of outbursts, and they don't have the capability still to read facial expressions very well. So they confuse anger with many other expressions. Therefore, they feel pretty apprehensive and argumentative. And the last one is that because of those changes, they feel pretty curious about sexuality. Two factors that are very important in today's adolescent population is the peer pressure because they need to feel accepted by their peers, and the internet because these adolescents have grown up like connected to the internet since they were preschoolers. So their main source of information is the internet. We as teachers need to have in mind those characteristics and those factors in order to understand what is happening, what are our students going through. Therefore, we need to develop our strategies in a way that we can help them fulfill four basic needs. That is acceptance, that is that they feel that they belong somewhere, also that they feel they have their control of their lives, and that the existence is meaningful. And we can do that by applying and promoting four feelings: empathy, forgiveness, humility, and gratitude. Now, Lorena will start explaining those strategies.
Okay, now I am going to talk about everything regarding to the teaching and learning process, especially what we as teachers should do. The first aspect is meaningful connections, considering that during this stage, adolescents are establishing thousands of new neural connections, modifying or eliminating others. It is important that we as teachers introduce academic concepts by making meaningful connections to students' lives because all students have some personal knowledge to relate to what is being taught. The second aspect is what is the purpose or the intention. Students will eventually ask about the purpose of value um, of the information presented in our classes. They are actively defining their perspectives on a range of topics. So students want to know that what they are being asked to learn has some meaning, usefulness, or potential value to their lives. It is our responsibility uh, as teachers to help students understand how smaller bits of information connect to larger um, enduring subject matter concepts, essential questions and application, and better yet, how this information is connected to their lives. Then we have make learning attractive. It is also important make learning attractive considering that if topics are presented in an attractive way, they will be much interested in learning about these topics, and they will have like a better apprehension of knowledge. Finally, we have activities with movement and peer interaction. It is important that during our classes we promote activities that stimulate movement and peer interactions, because in this stage, adolescents are very active and socialization is a relevant process for their development. Now, my partner Alejo will talk about autonomy, an important aspect in adolescence.
Okay, thank you, Lori. Now I'm going to give some strategies that we as teachers can use in order to promote autonomy in adolescent. So now here we need to understand that they are undergoing a stage of peer pressure in which they want to be apart from adults. They want different ideas, they want different perceptions from the world. So we need to understand that situation and help promote that autonomy that they want to develop at that stage. Then we need to comprehend them, we need to understand them as people that is feeling, thinking, and doing a lot of processes inside of them. And we need to start comprehending them, not as friends, not as relatives, but as a professional, as an adult, and as a teacher that is following the process. Finally, here in autonomy, we have a reflection about rules and expectations, which is mainly reflect or analyze why are we following the rules we are following, either in the classroom, either in the society. They need to start thinking by themselves. They need to start thinking that they have to accomplish those rules because they live in a society and they have a relation and an interaction with us in the classroom. So they need to understand why is that happening. As well as expectations. They need to comprehend what those expectations that they have are and why are they important in their lives. So reflect is very important to build autonomy in adolescents. So now Natalia is going to talk a little bit more about task and what are the strategies that we can use in order to promote the realization of tasks.
Thank you, Alejo. So now we are going to talk about some strategies that are important in the moment of the text. First, in the beginning of the lessons, it's important to begin the lesson with warm-ups that connect the lesson concepts to the students' prior knowledge. Why? Because the students and not the adolescents need to connect that concepts with the prior knowledge and need to know what is going to happen next. Another strategy is use a direct and respectful language in the class and in all the moment because the students and the adolescents need to need to feel that they are respected by the teacher, that they are a person who the teacher see as a respectful person. Yes, another strategy is give them a concrete instructions about the task. They need to know step by step what is going to happen, and need to know what to do. This is connecting with engaging senses. That means give them resources that they can see, like visual resources, auditive resources, that they can relation it with other things that they actually knew. Uh, Also, is a good strategy help them to create habits and routines. How to help them with this by modeling. By modeling is easy for them copy the routines and the habits that the teacher have. Now we have Alejo with the topic of motivation and emotions.
Thank you, Natalia. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the last topic about the strategies that teachers need to follow in order to fulfill these characteristics. So first, we need a passionate teacher, yes, that is really in love from the context that he is teaching, from his profession and his attitude in the classroom. Also, the teacher needs to teach a way of effective communication in which both can transmit the contents effectively, and they can transmit feedbacks, messages, emotions, and all those kind of things in a more meaningful way. On the other hand, we have reflection. As I mentioned before, it is important to reflection on what we are feeling and what we are experiencing with our process, with our life process, with our learning process, and with our emotional process as well. So they need, in order to feel motivated and to feel connected to those emotions, they need to reflect about them. Also, we need to generate activities that are connected with every one of them. They all need the opportunity to participate and being part of the class. And finally, and the most important here is that we need to help them understand what is happening. What are they living in that moment? What is that situation they are undergoing? It's not something extraordinary. It's not something out of our hands. It's just a stage that we all live. And it is a difficult stage, but it's also a stage full of opportunities to improve our mental, social, and personal abilities. So here we have already finished with the strategies, and finally, Juana is gonna help us grasp some insights about how to connect these strategies, the characteristics, in a very good way of life. So, Juana, go ahead.
Thank you, Alejo. Okay, at this point, we want to highlight that the environment we create in our classrooms will help to shape like the adolescent developing brain. This means that we as teachers have the opportunity not just to help them to develop their brains and in the educative way, but also their social development. As you can see here at the top, there are four words that I already mentioned in the introduction, and they are empathy, forgiveness, gratitude, and humility. We, as adults, as human beings, and as teachers, need to develop those in our beings and also help our students to develop those characteristics too. Why? Because through all of them, they are going to be able to build meaningful connections with themselves, with others, with us teachers, with the environment, with life. And in that way, if they have meaningful connections, they will be able to fulfill the four needs I mentioned at the beginning. That they are accepted, that they belong somewhere, that they control their lives, and that their existence is meaningful. And this is really important because in this group age, the rate of depression and suicides is really high. So we as teachers are responsible and have the opportunity to decrease those rates by helping those teenagers to feel connected and to feel that their lives are meaningful. Thank you very much.